up, guys? Going to go over something that a lot of guys don't know, but is if you're a high school athlete at a decent high school that has good rounds, or any college and beyond baseball player, you're going to know what scripted rounds are in batting practice, right? So this is just something to work on a bunch of skills that happen in a game, and it's not necessarily to try and juice the ball as far as you can or get a certain feel on your swing. It's to be able to do a specific skill to accomplish something in the game to better win a baseball game. So let's check it out. All right, usually the first two are always going to be bunts, right? Everybody on the team is going to do sack bunt, first base, sack bunt, third base, depending upon the situation. And then your speed guys are going to add in drag bunts as well. All right, so after the bunts, we're going to do hit and run. Generally speaking, if there's base runners in the batting practice routine, the guy will be at first base. A really easy thing to think about for hit and run. It does not mean that no matter where the pitch is, I have to hit it to the second baseman, right? All we're trying to do is make sure we keep the ball out of the air and keep the ball on the ground, okay? So an easy way to think about that is I want to hit the ball off my front leg and aim for the top half of the baseball. Even if I'm swinging uphill, even if I'm a guy who hits a lot of fly balls, a good hit and run thought is aim for the top half of the baseball and make sure you hit it out in front of the plate. The runner's on second base, and I need to work on moving them, okay? So we're going to be, first guy gets a double, nobody out. My job is to get him to third base with only one out. I have to make sure I let the ball travel, right? Kind of the opposite of the last one, let the ball travel and get the ball behind him. It can be up the middle, all the way to the foul line. Again, if you get an inside pitch, don't try and send it to the first baseman. Just draw contact back a little bit and try and hit it to center field, right center if you're a right-handed hitter. Okay, now the guy's on third base. I've effectively moved him over, okay? We're going to work on the two scenarios where there's less than 2 outs and a guy on third. First one is usually infield in, right? Infield in, I have to think 2 things. Obviously, I don't want to hit a ground ball, okay? So it's not just tilt and try and hit a fly ball. We're going to have to select a pitch that helps us do that, okay? Up in the zone, out in front of the plate, let it fly, sack fly, free RBI, helps the squad. All right, so we've got an infield in done. Now it's infield back, okay? Maybe a different situation in the game. Any ground ball works. Obviously, ideally through the middle of the field, not trying to snap one down the line, but make sure, again, you're on time to the pitch, and then we just try and stay down through the middle of the zone to hopefully get a ground ball, another free RBI. A lot of times the last one on these rounds will be score 'em, is what it's called. Guy on second base, 2 outs. Right? The only thing that's going to help get that guy in is not a ground ball, not a fly ball. You got to drive the baseball. Look for something in your spot, get aggressive, let it eat. All right, guys, so there it is, the scripted rounds. Again, as a recap, everybody on the team is going to get down a sack bunt, third and first base line. Some speed guys are going to drop down a drag if that's applicable to you. Once the guy's on first base, our next swings are hit and run. Runner goes to second. We're visualizing moving him over, right? Stay through the middle of the field to opposite field, or pull if you're a lefty, right? Guys on third now. We're going to work on both runner on third base, less than 2 out scenarios. Infield back and infield in, right? On infield in, we want to get the ball up. Make sure you get the barrel out in front of the plate. It does not have to be killed. It just needs to be somewhere out to the outfield. Get you a sac fly. Infield's back. Again, same thing. Let the ball travel a little bit, hopefully down in the zone. Not up, chasing up to pop up, down in the zone, down through the baseball, top half of the ball. Any ground ball pretty much will get you an RBI as well. The last round, or the last swings, sometimes 1 or 2, guy on second base, and there's 2 outs. Okay, so now we're just working on gap to gap. Anything that's in your spot that you want, that you can drive a baseball and score somebody, get a 2-out RBI. And that's usually what it looks like. After that, each team's a little bit different, but I would suggest adding in some scripted rounds to get better control of your barrel and to be able to execute more in the game.